welcome to Divine Sacred Tarot. Today I'm going to do a lot of card decks. Normally, for the past few months, I've just been focusing on one card deck, especially because when the new card decks arrive, I tend to kind of focus on them. Now, they are included in this spread, but what I wanted to do is kind of utilize all majority of the card decks that I have. They're not all of them, obviously, and I wanted to go through each deck and ask the questions regarding the divine masculines and feminines, especially those who are really going through a new cycle. Now, you have genuinely closed out an old cycle, and a lot of you have had confirmation about this. Like you can already feel it, and then you're gonna have confirmation from different, idiosyncrasies. So I'm not here to completely go through, yes, you've gone through an old cycle, but you already feel it, you already know it. You're having a deeper conversation with yourself, your intuition has heightened like never before, and you're really calling in all of these energies. But I'm also hearing that you're learning to rest, you're learning to accept the phase that you're in and the healing journey that you've been on. And you're not just rushing forward, you're literally just allowing yourself to be in harmony. And those peaceful states are something that you really, really do crave. And it's this state of surrender as well. So I've got quite a few decks. Let me just rearrange a few things because they are falling on top of me. Um, so today we're going to do a chakra reading both on the divine masculines and the divine feminines. So I wanted to include both masculines and feminines. And we've got a few oracle decks and we've got a few goddess decks, shamans, dreams. We've got the ancestors and angels, and as well as like the emotional decks. So I wanted to ask what the divine feminines are feeling around their root chakra. How is this affecting their union? What is the progress that they're making in this arena? So we're going to go through those questions, and then I'm going to ask for clarity with the energetics. So I'm just shuffling one final deck and split the deck, and we're going to start with the divine feminine. Okay, so I'm going to start with a root chakra, and we are going to ask the same questions for the divine masculines. So the root chakra is all about finding stability, security, safety. And what I'm seeing for the root chakra for the divine feminines is they have the Page of Wands. So this Page of Wands is coming back to an element of play, of creativity, of harmony, of safety, of security within their own self. And how has this affected their ability to raise their vibration? Resourcefulness. Yeah, okay. So we've got the horned cactus. I feel like if you're seeing horns, or if you're seeing cacti, even if you're seeing like dry, um, like grass or even dried plants, I'm seeing that type of energy because the cacti always hold a certain amount of water. I feel like the divine feminines, whatever they have been holding on to, has actually been released, and the resourcefulness of holding on to the right things. And what I mean by that is, I feel like a lot of you have been practicing calling back your energy, and a lot of the divine feminines of becoming completely resourceful, I guess is the best word, in understanding how they can do that. And that's actually enabled them to raise their own vibrations. What is the root chakra that the divine masculines have healed? The Five of Swords. there is still a lot of pain around the root chakra. There is still a lot of pain in regards to their ability to feel safe, to feel secure, to feel stable. Now, I feel like this isn't a delay that the divine masculines are going through. This is definitely a progression that is happening. They probably are going through a difficult time right now in order to understand this type of healing. How has this affected their ability to heal around their ancestors? Okay, they're waiting for important information. I'm seeing the Five of Swords combined with the Oracle card. It's almost as if as the feminines have been learning to trust more into their intuition and use this skill, be resourceful in this area, the divine masculines are actually waiting for confirmation. So I feel there are some divine masculines who have put an intention out there and are waiting for a clear sign in regards to things in their life. I think this message came out a couple of days ago where I said that the divine masculines are testing their intuition, testing their manifestation. There's the same type of energy that I'm getting here. They are trying to upskill themselves, but they're also seeing it as a literal battle. Like this is a battle for them to go against what they've previously known. What more do we need to know about the coming future? The strength card. This is so powerful because I have seen the strength card, at least in the past few months, come up for the divine masculines. And it has been very energetically powerful. This infinity sign is coming through because it's the divine masculines um, being honed, being crafted. That is quite important for the divine masculines I'm seeing. Now, for the divine feminines, what is coming up in the near future about your um, root chakra energy? So, the Eight of Swords is this overthinking, contemplating. I feel as if you are stuck between two worlds, that you know that you have moved on from a difficult cycle, but you also are understanding how this has been brought up that's caused you, it's almost like you're observing your overthinking. That's the type of energy that I'm getting. You may be overthinking, but you're more of the observer of the overthinker, and you're no longer judging yourself for it. You're almost floating by and seeing it from a higher realm, I'm feeling. That's quite interesting. Okay, so one more card regarding the overall energies about how this connects for the both of them. We've got wise leadership. So all of the things that you have been taught, divine masculines and feminines who are listening in, remember these energies are transient. We embody both of them. I feel that there is a lot of divine masculines and feminines who are using their past battles, who have used their lessons to upskill themselves, and it's turning into a leadership energy. That's it's building the groundwork for you to rise to kind of grow your roots downwards. What do we need to know energetically about this for the divine masculines and feminines, especially in regards to this wise leadership? Let your light shine. Yeah. And honestly, this let your light shine is the energetics of this reading about you honing in your craft, especially with the divine masculines, solidifying what they already know in order for this love. There's the Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck. We've got this love is expanding so much right now, but the root foundation is asking you to solidify and cement that groundwork, that foundation, in order for the aura for the both of you individually to rise. So, what have we got regarding the sacral chakra? What is the divine feminine's healed around this area? Two of Pentacles. Now, I feel like everything has been a baby step for the divine feminines, especially around the sacral chakra, where it carries a lot of suppressed, repressed sexual energy, a pain, trauma. And I feel there is a lot of the energy that has truly been transmuted. And what I mean is, this has taken an awfully long time, like years and years for some of you to truly forgive the person, people who have affected you, who have truly forgiven yourself for being in such pain and carrying that pain with you for so many years. How has healing this affected the divine feminine's vibrations? They needed direction. Lost in space is okay. This is really interesting because this card is lost in space and there is an angel carrying, looking at the earth. And just recently, I did see a message about we are the aliens on, floating on an asteroid, floating on a rock in the solar system. So, um, 36 might be quite important for some of you. You might have started awakening around this age. You might be 36 now. You could be seeing those numbers. But what I'm seeing is because of the hurt and the pain in the past, as a human, you had forgotten your intrinsic value as an angel of this earth, as an entity. And that had led you to kind of be misdirected. And now that you have sunk into this knowledge, into this world, into this community, there is this newfound direction. There is this newfound ability to raise your own vibration. And that not only is helping the collective, but it's really, truly helping you shine your light, give you newfound purpose, even if it means sitting outside and looking into nature, looking at the river flow or watching the moon, seeing the sunset. There is so much peace and so much surrender that you've completed, divine feminines. And that's what I feel this sacral chakra has been about, healing so much about the sexual natures of your past, of the pain and the trauma that you might have experienced. And then also it's about feeling so utterly surrendered around this area because of that healing. And that new direction has found you to say that, this was temporary. This was supposed to be all for you to remember. What do we need to know about the divine masculines sacral chakra and what they're healing right now? Six of Pentacles, they found it very, very difficult to receive love. Now, I am seeing a lot of mother wounds. The relationship with their mothers have been difficult, but also I'm feeling that they're learning from their sisters or their cousins, female friends, for example. So their healing has been very energetically draining. For many, many years, they've blocked out the connection of love because of that pain from a mother figure or a mother type of energy. And that has ricocheted into years. Definitely childhood wounds around the divine masculines up this arena. But then I'm also seeing that they had found it difficult to accept, receive love. They didn't know if it was openly given. So they learned to mistrust it. They weren't able to acknowledge it, to receive it. But I feel like there is a lot of healing that the divine masculines have done. And I'm also getting a lot of right ear itching. So the healing that the divine masculines have done in this arena has given them the ability to give and receive freely. Now, these messages are I'm just getting a lot. There's so much overwhelm. So I'm just going to move on to how has this affected their vibration, and how is the angels, ancestors, and guides been helping them protection, guardian. A lot of peacock energy. If you're seeing peacock feathers, that could be important. But this is the divine protecting the divine masculines around their ability to shine, right? Their ability to receive that love. I feel like the divine masculines are understanding that this is important, but they're affected by, that newfound passion that they couldn't really be um they can't be promiscuous anymore, even though they used to be. They feel that energy is quite sacred. Like it's almost as if they're able to say no and protect their boundaries a lot more than they used to. And I'm also hearing, because it's not you, like they feel you energetically around their sacral chakra. How is this affecting the divine like actually, how is this affecting the divine feminine's vibration, Five of Wands? I wanted to flip slightly. I feel like the divine feminines are learning ways of embracing their own nurturing creativity, love through other people. They're able to upskill themselves through other people. How is this affecting the connection, and what do we need to know in the coming energy, the future? It's Isis. Isis is here as a rebirth for the both of you. And isn't it ironic that we've got the Isis in the sacral chakra, which is all about that womb space? It's all about the birth. It's a portal to the divine. That's what I'm getting for the divine feminines and masculines. It's remembering your soul name. It's about understanding that you are a creator, you are a manifester. That is such a great confirmation. So, what do we need to know about the sacral chakra? Pardon me, the solar plexus chakra. What is the divine feminine's healed around the solar plexus chakra? The Lover's card. Right. This is such an unusual place to have the Lover's card, but I feel that the energy from having rooted your tethers into this current reality, understanding that you are a higher dimensional being having a human experience, and you get to play with these things, you get to nurture these things. You've been able to look outside of those triggers and the trauma, and you've really embraced how this has evolved you to awaken into your new reality. But the Lover's card for the solar plexus chakra, I feel that what I said on the thumbnail, like you're feeling union deep within because you're surrounded with this energetic aura of love. I definitely feel that this energy has enabled you to not only find the love within you, but also you already feel what union looks like. Whoa, I've never seen this card before. Oh my God, I'm blown away. There is the heart, home, compassion. That's what the card is: heart, home, and compassion. I actually want to read this one in combination with the Lovers card, number 27. This is six and the number 27. I'm just blown away with the imagery of this one. When you begin to feel like you do not belong anywhere, it's time to make your way back to your heart home. This is your true home. You're being called back to the quiet place where your soul resides. Yeah, that's what I was feeling around the solar plexus. I was feeling this deep surrender, this peace, this healing, that old cycle that you divine feminists have gone through. You've really, I feel that the solar plexus is because it's in between your heart chakra and your sacral chakra, the healing that you've done in between those has actually balanced this solar plexus, but it's also leading you back home. So this is such a beautiful confirmation. Put everything on hold for a short while. When I said that you are at a point of to peace and surrender, that you're no longer doing and pushing anymore, you are being. You know, when I said sitting and just accepting the sunset, accepting where you are and just being where you are, this is about putting everything on hold just for a short while, and you're being offered the experience of love in its purest form, unconditional, unbounded. That's why we've got the lovers card. Like, you're feeling in union in your solar plexus. Like, you don't even need to do anything, but when you do it from a place of aligned action. But you are feeling the union in your solar plexus, in your sacral chakra, in your root chakra. This is not the love you must work hard to earn or barter for. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you don't need to push. Oh my gosh. Like, the divine feminines are so used to achieving so much. Manifest it, say it, want it, achieve it, tick the box, you've done it. And then it comes to the achievement, and you're like, okay, I've done that now. What next? That was the divine masculine energies. And now you're in the divine feminine energy. You are embracing this unconditional, unbounded love. You know that you are a creator of your reality, and that you have decided, you've point blank decided, I will be with my twin flame. And it's not just a throwaway affirmation. You've really completely solidified that me and my twin flame are meant to be with one another. I love them. They love me. And I feel that through every cell of my being, that we will come together in this lifetime. And those affirmations are basically allowing you to drop into your heart space, and you're going to know what that feels like, or you're going to know that it feels icky. You know, rest here for now, because this moment, oh my gosh, there's so many emotions. This moment was the peace, was the clarity, was the bliss that you had wished for at some point, and you thought you would have it with your divine counterpart, but they're already with you and you're already in union and you feel this. And that's just the space before they come in the physical. So you don't need to judge yourself anymore. You don't need to judge others. You're just expanding your energetic aura of love into compassion. And you know, really, there's no need to forgive anyone for anything. None of it occurred, not in spiritual truth. It's only your belief that the story that it makes it so powerful. So you're allowing your love to wash clean all of those impressions. You're emptying yourself of those judgments, those preconceptions, other people's opinions on what twin flames should and should not be. Oh my gosh, this message. Allow spirit to fill you with this sweet nectar of peace. Oh my gosh. This card has shown up because it is imperative that you heed its call. Let the universe orchestrate a way to bring you back to yourself. That is just incredible. I'm so glad I read from the book on that point. Okay. What do we need to know about the divine masculines? And what have they healed around their solar plexus? We've got the Three of Cups. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of healed relationships, a lot of healed dynamics, a lot of frustration in other people are now becoming celebratory, that they're able to really hone into their joy, the experience of the relationships. That's what I'm feeling. What do their ancestors and angels need to say about this one? Unlock the magic within. This is such a pure card of, you hold the power, divine masculines, to manifest into this reality, yet you've forgotten who truly you are. How has this affected the divine feminines to raise their vibration? Listen, we've got the Lovers, the Heart Home, and the Empress card. If that isn't such a divine combination for the divine feminines to know you're exactly in this peaceful, blissful state. As I said on the thumbnail, this isn't going to resonate with everyone because you're only seeing this if you're already feeling at home with yourself. These messages are going to resonate when you feel that you are the empress, you are the high priestess, you are this creator, and you no longer need to push. And the divine masculines are feeling this reciprocal energy. it is this it is this mirror, and they are almost coming back to themselves to honor their decisions, to honor their intuition, to honor their actions with intentions. And how has this affected their ability to raise the vibration? They have looked back on missed opportunities. They have looked back on opportunities that may have been God-given, universally blessed, and they've taken those for granted. I am also feeling a lot of regret and remorse and grief from the divine masculine's energy. So they feel as if they've missed out on a few opportunities, events. A little bit of jealousy, I find. What is this affecting the divine counterparts, the twin flames? Compassion. We've got the compassion card twice now. Okay, I'm so glad I included all of these beautiful decks because this compassion card, Kuan Yin, is all about compassion. She is card number 27. Oh my God. I'm so sorry, you guys, if you are startled by my screech. Card number 27 is compassion in the Goddess Power Oracle deck. And card number 27 in the Shaman's Oracle deck is compassion. Now, Kuan Yin is what's needed right now to help you release perfectionism and defensiveness. This is the Chinese god of compassion. What kindness do you need in this situation? How can you, if you approach everything with that in mind, you're going to discover this solution, this new paths unfolding. So it's about making kindness today a priority. The world will be a better place when you feel amazing as you see the miracles light up where you least expect them. So expect miracles. Because really, I don't feel like you expect them in this energy, but they are coming. This is the cards of compassion. This is the transformation you're going through. At the bottom of the deck, we've got the Vesica Pisces. But this is a deep level transformation that both of you are going through. Okay, this is pretty awesome. Let's keep going with the heart chakra. What is the heart chakra that the divine feminines have been healing? Oh, the devil energy. Now, I always feel like the devil card is the polar opposite of the lovers card because they still are both a divine masculine and a divine feminine energy, but they are both naked. They have snake. They have either a person with horns or an archangel overviewing them. So both of them have wings per se, but one of them is tied together. One of them has them tied together. And what I'm seeing is the devil has kind of crept into the heart space for the divine feminines to knock over their confidence. I feel like the confidence that you didn't have, the trust that you didn't have with this love has been healed. Like it feels as if before you needed your masculine to prove the love. That's what I'm getting. You wanted and you needed your divine masculine to prove this love. And the divine masculine couldn't do that because you needed to heal the insecurities and the lack of love within yourself. And the oracle that we have here is reconciliations. And it's really interesting because this tree is burning. It's number 59. So let's just have a look at this on the guidebook. It's a wailing tree, grief, mourning, time of necessary losses and reconciliations. I feel that is very much this path that you have been on, divine feminines. You've been really healing the hurt in the heart space. Your divine masculine might have indirectly hurt you. There might have been a fight or a really big way that you two split apart. And for some of you, you've kept holding on to that. Hence, you've needed them to prove their love in the physical. And they weren't really able to do that until you were able to truly forgive them for that and forgive yourself for accepting that type of behavior. But also know that it was purposeful for you to go through that. So, one important thing to consider before you make any changes is that you need to allow yourself to feel your disappointment, your loss, and mourn what was and what could not be. So, this is a way to honor your experience, to give yourself time to consider all the gifts in it. Yeah, absolutely. Put proper closure to that past version of both of you. You're not the same version as you were back then. To really know that what you've learned as you walk away from it into something new, and even the perception of failure, there is so much good to be discovered, but skipping the stages of loss doesn't get you to reconciliation any faster. And you're going to discover that you'll have to come back to it at some point. So do it now. Life is not either or, it's both and this and that. So you dive into this process. Allow yourself to become a temporary travel companion on your own journey. And I feel like that's what a lot of divine feminines have done in the period of separation, where it was so painful, and the dark night of the soul and the healing and the desperate wanting of the divine masculines. So the heart space was grieving all of this. They were grieving and trying to remember the soul life that they had before, but everything had been purposeful and that had passed now. And you're so much more enriched because of that experience. What is the divine masculines healing around their heart chakra? Ace of Wands. I feel like this is the Ace of Wands that has constantly wanting to do more, to be more, to show more. They needed to prove who they were. They needed to prove themselves to other people. And that's how they use their energy. That's how they use their passion. That's how they expanded and healed their heart space. That they know that at the end of the day, people that they love just want them to be happy. And they know all the effort that they've put in, wanted to prove to others how successful, how abundant, how prosperous they were, I guess. And now the divine masculines are realizing, well, wait, I did all of this for you and you didn't appreciate it, but all you wanted to do is, all you wanted to wish for me is my happiness. Like, what? I feel like the onus that the divine masculines have accepted that they don't need to keep doing their projects, their passions, their drive for others, that they can focus on themselves. What is their ancestors and angels wanting them to know? Take note of intuitive messages. Listen to your heart, divine masculines. Look through the phases. I feel like there is a lot of moon energy as well. You may be seeing moon photos, taking moon photos. This is a lot of intuitive messages that the divine masculines are being filtered into their existence. How has this affected the divine feminine's ability to raise their vibrations? Oh my gosh, we've got the moon card. Oh my gosh. So, when you were going through the heartache, you didn't know where you would end up, like right here, right now, in this utter peace and in this surrender, in this newfound version of yourself. You didn't know back then what you know now. And for some of you, that was years ago. This is the same for the divine masculines. How has it affected their vibrations? The Ten of Pentacles. So yeah, they've got the Ten of Pentacles in there material sense, but they don't really, because the Ten of Pentacles also includes a family. It includes the unconditional love with their divine counterpart. And so the divine masculines are saying, hey, I've achieved this and I've done that and I've ticked this box and I've been doing it for you, for their dad or their mom or, society or their work and their boss. And everyone's like, well, yeah, that's great. We're really proud of you, but we just want you to be happy. And they're like, well, wait, I've done all of this for you, but all you wanted for me was to be happy. And that's where I feel like they're shifting their intuition. How does this affect the divine masculines and feminines energy? We've got the divine wisdom, Sophia. So, Sophia in the Oracle Guidebook, number 48. I love Sophia. This is the human wisdom coming from personal experience. So, both of you had to go at this alone. When we ask for help, we are asking guidance from source greater than us, a great unknowable mystery. And when we receive it, it's often life altering and it affects us way beyond our own comprehension. So, Goddess Sophia has brought the material world into being, arrives to show you how fate and destiny operate in relationship to synchronicity when you least expect it. These keep showing up. These messages keep showing up when you least expect it. Opportunities, meetings spring up out of nowhere. Miracles will arrive for you. Trust you are divinely protected. Practice the act of faith before results. And that is the key in co-creating this world. What energies do we need to know about the divine counterparts? What energies do we need to know? What do we need to know about the energy of Sophia and the coming future around the twin flames, around the counterpart? Okay, no cards want to come out on this energy. Oh, okay. This is still enhancing the ability to trust. So when nothing is coming out, that is the message. So the moon card for the both divine masculines and feminines are giving you the ability to trust in this energy. And what card came out? The soul song. You already know this connection was beyond, that you don't need confirmation from readers or for personal readings. And that's why you're seeing this reading here today. It's for you to know that you had it right in your heart this whole time. What is the divine feminine's healing around the throat chakra? Knight of Cups. I feel this Knight of Cups, this slow moving, intentional, beautiful, romantic Knight of Cups is what the divine feminines have healed. The Knight of Shining Armor doesn't exist. No one's coming to save you type of energy. You're going to have to do this by yourself. You're going to remain single forever. All of that old, I was going to say in Gujarati, bakwas, BS. It's the Knight of Cups energy. You've healed all of that. You've not only become your own knight in shining armor, but you're also accepting the help from your divine masculine, because energetically, they are incredibly helpful to your journey. And the shaman's dream oracle is the hollow bone, teachability. Everything that you've known is going to allow you to help others. It's going to be in different ways. You may be a teacher, you may be teaching certain things, you may be constructing courses, but what I'm seeing is, even if you're having a conversation with your friends or your family, the wisdom of what you've learned, of what you've gone through, is coming through in your speech, in your interactions with others. What do we need to know about the divine masculine's throat chakra? What have they healed? The 10 of Cups. Wow. Their ability to want the 10 of Cups but never speak that they've wanted it. They've got the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups on their side of the reading. So it's showing up because the divine masculines had dismissed that they've ever truly wanted that, but they were ignoring what they truly wanted. How is the ancestors, oracles, and guides helping them through this? A seer, see beyond the current situation. Yeah, this is extraordinary because the divine masculines are actually asking. So what we've had, the moon card, intuitiveness. We've also had look at your intuition from the Oracle. So we've had the Oracle card in the root chakra. And now with this blue throat chakra energy, we've got the seer. Speak your words into reality, divine masculine. Speak your words of what you want around the 10 of cups. Which cup holds which manifestation? What do you want? Speak it into existence. Like, we already did this for the divine feminines. Maybe go back and listen to those affirmations that came through about the twin flame union, that you do want your divine counterpart, that you want this divine counterpart to exist in this reality, and you want the both of you to come together here and now. And this union is fit for the both of you. So there is a lot of help being given to the both of you at this time. How is this affecting the divine feminine's vibration? The Sun card. Wow. So we had the moon card around the heart chakra, and now we've got the sun card around the throat chakra. This is like illumination for the divine feminines. And the divine masculines are really asking themselves to raise their vibration around how they've been hurt. Three of Swords. When we've got the Ten of Cups and we've got the Three of Swords for the same message, they are healing what they thought they couldn't have. They are healing what they thought that they truly wanted, but they never revealed to themselves. They were having this push-pull energy within their own physical entity. Now, the Three of Swords is saying that, yes, you've been heartbroken. Yes, you've been in pain before divine masculines, but that doesn't mean that you can't have it. That doesn't mean you aren't owed it. What did we see for the divine feminines? You don't need to earn this. You don't need to force it and push it anymore. You are enabling yourself to be in it. And that's why the divine feminines have got the Sun card, knowing that they are in this peaceful energy, and it will ricochet because the divine masculines are transmuting to raise their vibrations above that low level Three of Swords energy. Okay, what is happening between the throat chakra and the coming future about this energy potential? Yeah, there is so Cara Darwin is a Welsh name, but I'm also seeing inward revolution. Yeah, this is the DNA being shifted. This is your epigenetics being changed because you've chosen differently, because you've gone through these lessons. Vesica Pisces also wanted to come out. This is the union that you're accepting within yourselves. And this is the union when you accept it within yourselves, you're accepting it truthfully through your throat chakra. You're speaking it into existence. Okay. Third eye chakra. What is the divine feminine's healed around the third eye chakra? Okay, we've got this indecision card, the Two of Swords. Usually it's a yes no card. Usually it's an uncertain card, but I'm seeing that the divine feminines are have healed the ability to fight between their inner masculine and outer masculine. So their ability to accept in a divine union means accepting that your divine masculine is your inner divine masculine. And so you've healed the ability to be vulnerable, to see this connection for what it truly is, without masks, without fear. And a lot of times, when you've gone through the healing abilities to forgive your person, forgive yourself, to now see it from a different perspective, you've healed the indecision. And I feel like that was the divine masculine's throat chakra energy, that push-pull energy between what they truly wanted and what they were actually admitting to themselves. You've healed that, divine feminines, regarding your third eye chakra. How has this helped you raise your vibration? Okay, we've got the Watcher card. It is transpersonal. Now, I have no idea what this card is about, so let's look into some of the messages. Serendipity, the observer, the witness, transpersonal. When the Watchers appear, it is an invitation to stop doing. Wow, this is the second message to say stop doing. Pause, get off the treadmill, take a deep breath, find the witness within and the one who can observe the fire and the fury happening around you, but it's not caught in any of the drama. Time is right to step back. Oh my gosh, you guys, these are huge, huge confirmations for the divine feminines. If you have a thought or opinion, keep it to yourself. If you have a feeling that needs to be expressed, do it in the shower. Do not engage with the action happening around you. Simply observe. Watches show up in a direction. Watches show up to direct your attention to the horizon. Wow. Didn't we just say looking at the sunrise, sunset? And away from the anthill in front of you. Others might think you are simply doing nothing. Others might think you are simply doing nothing, but let them know that you are helping the sun to set in the evening sky. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry that I'm freaking out. These messages are like goosebumps. There are so many bigger things to attend to. You've spent such a long time trying to correct the course of events and the actions of others. Let it be for a short while as you become the observer rather than the doer. This is what I was saying earlier. You're just observing, you're just watching things around you without judgment. You're watching your thoughts without judgment. Break free from the linear, the causal pace of the petty day to day, rise to the divine coincidence. Now, every morning, usually I, do my breath work, I meditate, and then I do my workout. And today I felt like doing this reading. This was the break of my day to day routine. This is the serendipity. This is the notice of how to act, how to see through that third eye, embracing your intuition through the heart chakra and produce the results. Things happen without you doing anything, not really. Creation unfolds in its own mysterious way, requiring only a sacred witness. So be the witness, divine feminines. I have got goosebumps. What is going on with the third eye? What is the divine masculines healed around the third eye? Oh my gosh, the lovers card. Oh my gosh. So we have the lovers card for the divine feminines in the solar plexus chakra. Now we've got the lovers card for the third eye chakra. So when the divine masculines have blocked their ability to understand what they truly wanted, when they've understood that they don't need to hide from the fact that they've truly wanted all of those things. Sometimes you want something so bad, you end up saying, okay, I don't want it. I don't want it. It doesn't matter. And then you end up believing that you don't want it. And then you end up believing that you don't deserve it. That's what the divine masculines have been going through. They have felt so insecure, so upended by this energy that it's almost as if whenever they saw couples, they thought the universe was throwing it in their face as a negative thing. But they were showing up to say, this love is deserving of you. You are deserving of this love, that you don't need to work hard for it, that you don't need to push, that you don't need to struggle, that you just need to admit what you truly want. And when you admit what you truly want, you get to manifest these things in such a beautiful way because it was always yours. So the third eye chakra is asking the divine masculines again. They've been healing their intuition around who you are, divine feminines. They see you everywhere and everything, and they used to be very, very clever at blocking those. And now they can't do that anymore. They don't want to do it anymore. And they're seeing who you truly are. What do the angels and ancestors want to say about this? The Earth Mother, feel loved and comforted. Oh my gosh. The divine masculines are being encouraged to view love in the eyes of divine, view love in the eyes of you, in their divine counterpart, view love, because when they look at themselves in the mirror, they never really were able to see love in themselves. And when they don't see love in themselves, they don't see love in other people. because they are a mirror to everyone. So it's about time that the divine masculines tap into their third eye, and their ability to raise their vibration is to feel loved, feel comforted. How has this affected the divine feminine's ability to raise their vibration? The star card. It's raised your vibration to manifest, divine feminines. Your ability to do less is magnifying your aura to do more. What about the divine masculines? What has affected their ability to raise their vibration? The Seven of Swords. Yeah. Not being in that victim mentality, not pushing for the fact that they never felt truly loved, but they had to envision what that love felt like because it was always within them. They had to stop sabotaging this type of behavior, and they really needed to embrace their inner divine feminine, which is you, divine feminine. What is happening for the both of you in regards to this connection in the coming future? Independence. So we've got the number 30 card, which is the independence card. It's the Lilith. And I'm just going to see if there are any specific messages that are coming out. Jewish goddess Lilith refused to be dominated by the first man, and as a result called a demon in stories about her that followed. Lilith offers this lesson. No one can prevent you from fully blooming, from learning all you can, from evolving and choosing freedom. Only your conditioned thinking can do that. Be proud, be accountable, claim your power, and hold it wisely. Right now, you're in an excellent position to attract healthy, interdependent, collaborative relationships that truly serve the highest good. This is what I was saying. You're already in this feeling of union because you're surrounded energetically by the aura of love. And the only way that you are able to do that is to claim this healthy self-worth, self-respect, refusing to let your old stories keep you down. You're refusing to let those old cycles keep you down. You're going to be amazed how deep, meaningful, and respectful your experience becomes in all areas of your life when you make the choices from a place of empowered independence. So that is a beautiful message. What energies are surrounding the divine masculines and feminines in their union? What is the energies that is surrounding them for the third eye chakra? I'm genuinely just seeing visioning your life together because we've got the 17 card for the divine for the feminines, number 7 for the divine masculines. You are the universe. That is the card that came out. That's the energy that the universe wants to remind you of this. You are a creator. You are the manifester. You are able to call in this interdependent relationship. Final chakra, the crown chakra. What is the divine feminine's healed around the crown chakra? We've got the Page of Pentacles. And again, it is this offering. I feel that in the past, the divine feminines have felt hard done by, that they were already missed when it came to being dished out blessings, for example, being dished out miracles, being dished out good relationships, even friendships. There is a lot of, I never had that. Oh, I never had that. Oh, I didn't have that. Or I didn't get to experience that. Now, the Page of Pentacles is offering the divine feminine this healing to understand that it wasn't a mistake. They weren't missed out by those miracles and blessings because there were other things hidden in the shadows that they needed to discover about themselves. And that in itself was a blessing and a miracle. My nose is really, really like runny at this time. So I do apologize if you can hear that. And how has this affected their ability to raise the vibration? The dream thief. Oh, that's interesting. Rejection of the path of fulfillment, refusal of the call. The dream thief is a soft and compelling seductress. Her only purpose is to keep you hypnotized by comfort and sameness. She wants you to tell your old stories over and over so you don't evolve beyond them. Ask yourself whether you are reverting back to the familiarity of your origin story, of why you were wounded or when you were rejected. Do you talk about how your family molded you as a child without also acknowledging that you've already become someone else? Teaching from an old wound will never allow you a new adventure. Instead, bring to mind how you've already changed, remembering that you have new stories to rely and build upon. Do you want to move beyond the barrier of glass you've placed between you and the horizon? Again, that horizon comes up. You can, it's not difficult. Answer the call to a new adventure. Drop the resistance to sailing in uncharted seas of your potential. You're so much more than you know. It's time to express what has lain dormant. Your new adventure has already begun. And this is what I was saying. The divine feminines have acknowledged that the past is the past, but this has also granted them the miracles and opportunities that has led them to where they are right now. And that you are understanding who you are becoming. And earlier, when I said that you've released an old cycle, you're already in this new adventure. So, what about the divine masculines and their crown chakra? What have they healed? Seven of Pentacles. Every time the divine masculines have sown the seeds of new potential, of new beginnings, they have been successful. They really have. And it goes back to that message for the divine masculines where they were doing it for other people or they were doing it for a superficial reason. But the universe saw through that, spirit saw through that. And the divine masculines are being asked to heal that version of themselves who had maybe planted many, many seeds in order to feed that ego. But they are healing that version of themselves too. How has this affected their ability to raise their vibration? Wow, love and let yourself be loved. Honestly, you guys, we've had the oracle, we've had the seer, we've had Mother Earth. Feel loved, comforted, love, let yourself be loved. The divine masculines really, truly didn't remember what that felt like. But they are being asked to raise this vibration. How is the divine feminines asked to raise their vibration? Nine of Swords. Feel like a lot of divine feminines have been through the battle, come out the other end, and then as soon as they've ended that battle, they're in a new one. And this could have closed your heart, divine feminines, but it hasn't. Your ability to keep your heart open has really given you the space to raise your vibration. For the divine masculine, we've got the devil card. You could either go back into that same loop of sowing new seeds for other people for superficial reasons, for your ego, remaining closed hearted, and then letting the devil play with you. But when you've got this heart guardian, when you've got Mother Mary, when you've got Red Rose, when you've got Sophia on your side, there is so much love being tapped in for the divine masculines. They had no idea how beautiful, how protected they actually are. And this has given them the opportunity to see through the illusion. That's what I'm getting. Just illusion of the pain, of the separation, of the heartache, of the lack of love. What is happening for the twin flames around this energy? Oh my gosh. We've got Fortune card. Now, this Fortune card is Goddess Lakshmi. Now, Goddess Lakshmi is the abundant card, and abundant in every area of your life. So the divine masculine and feminines are being given this abundance in every area. And that's what's coming about in the future of your energy. The both of you are harmoniously coming together in this arena of love. And it's going to not just be abundant for the both of you, but for the collective. So that's a pretty powerful confirmation about your union, your existence. And the one card that wanted to come out was variance. You know, you have the ability to create this reality individually, but also collectively, and you're able to change the variance, the vibration of that energetic aura of love. Have we got any other messages? There is only light. Yeah. There is only light that you can embrace, that you can expand. So allow yourself to acknowledge how far you've come. That was the whole point of this reading, is to acknowledge how far you've come. Nothing has gone wrong. You are on the exact path that you were meant to be. And you're really acknowledging how much you've healed. And that's such a beautiful thing. And you may be in this new cycle of a new adventure, but just know, divine feminines, you don't need to push. Know, divine masculines, how much you've actually been through, and just be honest with yourself about what you want and actually allow yourself to be loved. That's the messages that I have for you today. If you liked this reading, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'm sending you guys so much love.